Well, hello and welcome back to my channel. Yes, I hope it's New Year's Day. It's 2025. Wow. So we're getting to the end of 2025. We're getting to the end of the first day of 2025. I'm confused, hey? Aren't I doing well? So we're nearly at the end of our first day. I hope 2025 is going to be a good year for you. Yes. So after going live the other night, there was another lot of documents. Hello, Joanne. Another lot of documents here. Now, tell me, apparently I read somewhere that Katie Joy was on TikTok live while the new year was coming in. And she was online for several hours. So, which I find to be shocking. Good morning, Andrew. Happy New Year to you. Yes, Happy New Year. Because I actually was looking at coming on live last night over the New Year. But I actually decided I went for a walk along the beach instead. And I went out and I spent some time celebrating years. And then I came home and I could see the fireworks bedroom, so I actually was laying in bed watching all the fireworks around me, which was great. And then I went to sleep, and then I've gone up again today, and I went for another walk along the beach because I can, because it was a public holiday today, and it was great to see lots and lots of families out enjoying themselves. So I decided that I would spend some time out and about and smelling the roses. But I just cannot believe that somebody can spend 6 to 7 hours on a TikTok live when there is when you have a family. So that's my rant. So let's have a look. So this is the response from 7M. Hello, with our lawyer. How's Baby Watch going? Have we got a baby yet? One baby watch. My daughter told me the other day that she's not intending on having any kids. If I want kids. Okay, so this is the plaintiff's reply memorandum in law of support of its motion for summary judgment. So remember, both parties had put in a motion for summary judgment. When you put in a motion for summary judgment, the other party gets to respond, and you get the final right of reply. So the other day we read Katie's right of reply, and this is 7M. Now, this is 3 pages. She has done it in 3 pages, Amber. So it says what the law says. A party opposing summary judgment must do more than rest on mere averments. Instead, it must establish a genuine issue of material fact with substantial evidence. There is no general issue of material fact if the evidence presented would not prevent reasonable persons to draw different conclusions. Affirming the granting of summary judgment because reasonable persons could not draw different conclusions based on 3 presence of evidence submitted to support plaintiff's claim. Here's the argument. Defendants have provided no issue of material fact with respect to the facts in plaintiff's motion for summary judgment on its claims for defamation per se, and commercial defamation. Defendants rest their entire argument on their assertion that the plaintiffs acknowledge that the statements made about them are relevant matters of public concern. Therefore, defendants have qualified privilege with their posts. No statement was ever made by the plaintiffs. Further, and I said that last night when they said that, and I went, huh? I don't remember seeing that statement. They're saying no statement was ever made by plaintiffs. Further, there is no law which supports defendants' contention that they cannot be held liable for making false statements which rise to the level of defamation. With respect to the actual malice standard, hello Ruth, hello Bo. Plaintiffs outlined the facts and law which support a finding of actual malice in their memorandum of law in support of summary judgment. Defendants have provided zero facts to combat plaintiffs' motion and instead simply states that defendants are afforded the same rights enjoyed by magazines, which has nothing to do with this case nor the standard of actual malice put up by the plaintiff. All defendants needed to do to win this case was to cite to the facts provided to Ms. Wilson for her statements. Defendants have been unable to do so throughout this whole lawsuit. The defendants even provide the most basic requirement to defeat a defamation claim. There are no facts which need to be found at trial. Plaintiff has clearly, concisely outlined all the requirements of its claims for defamation, and defendants have failed to provide any evidence which would put this matter into dispute. Plaintiffs are entitled to summary judgment as a matter of law. So they're saying, she's essentially saying that as they've not actually filed a suitable defense, that they're entitled to summary judgment. That is actually a very valid point. That's a very valid point. And so they're saying that they're afforded the same rights as magazines, but that they're saying, well, that's got nothing to do with it. Defendants have provided no issue of material fact with respect to the facts of the plaintiff's motion for summary judgment on its claims for tortious interference of contract and tortious interference of prospective advantage. Defendants rest their argument on their assertion that the plaintiffs acknowledged that the defendants did not contact any customers. This statement is unsupported by any evidence and a gross misrepresentation of the facts and evidence in this case. Plaintiff outlined its claim for tortious interference of contract and tortious interference of prospective business advantage. Nowhere in the defendant's memorandum do they cite facts or evidence which would create a material factual dispute. As defendants have failed to point any dispute of material fact which would need to be tried by a court, plaintiffs are entitled to summary judgment based on their moving memorandum as a matter of law. Defendants have provided no issue of material fact with respect to the facts in the plaintiff's motion for summary judgment on its claim for negligence per se and deceptive trade practices. Plaintiffs' motion in response to the defendant's motion for summary judgment outline their position arguments with respect to plaintiff's negligence per se claim. Defendants rest their entire argument against the plaintiff's deceptive trade practices claim on the assertion that no defamation exists. As explained in plaintiff's moving papers, defamation does exist. Therefore, the defendant's arguments are invalid. There is no genuine interest of material fact in dispute with regard to the plaintiff's summary judgment and motion, and plaintiffs are entitled to judgment as a matter of law. So there you go. That's the document. 3 pages. Straight down to the point. And there's no snark. There's not really a lot of snark in there, actually. But see, that's all defendants need to do to win this case was to cite the facts provided to Ms. Paulson for her statements. Now they're saying that they've not done that at all. So all she'd have to say is that she spoke to such and such a person on such and such a day. They gave such and such information. That's how they would combat it, but they haven't done that. She rests on the fact that she's a journalist. So Katie, I believe, has become friends with Gypsy's aunt now, which we already know how that's going to end, right? Dee Dee Blanchard's older sister is speaking out following the release of Gypsy's new My Time to Stand. Gypsy blames that her aunts are supportive of her book. However, this assertion is 100% false. Claudia spoke out in comments of one of our TikTok videos. She responded to a comment about Rod Blanchard by saying, "We are family, her family too. Shame on them for profiting on her death. It's dirty money, cursed to them all." Claudia expressed her frustration with the one-sided narrative told about her sister and the family's lack of closure by writing, "Exactly, we have never had closure. All the cash cows. My sister has no voice now. I have always said both should have been in jail. It would have been a lot easier if my sister passed away in jail. My sister was far from perfect. She's gone now, and my godchild is still going on with her one-sided story." Gypsy's paints Dee Dee's funny territory throughout the book and adds numerous new details about alleged abuse she experienced. Claudia wrote this about Gypsy's ever-changing narratives and allegations against Dee Dee Blanchard. "Now this is just me, but the monster she's making everyone believe my sister was the monster she's turning out to be. Enough is enough. For years, Dee Dee's sisters tried to support her niece, but Gypsy's ever-evolving story, contradictions, and false allegations she's lobbed against many in the family have been the final straw." When Doria Petrie shared her thoughts about her sister's death about her sister, this is poorly written, they received nasty messages from Gypsy Blanchard. Dorla and Claudia do not believe the crime was justified, nor did prosecutors, and because they refused to feed into Gypsy's lies and delusions about the crime, they have either been blocked or ignored by Gypsy. Gypsy does not want anyone in her family supporting Dee Dee and wants everyone to believe that Dee Dee deserved to die. Another key development was the family finding out that Gypsy has a microdeletion and continues to struggle with her health. They now believe most of the medical procedures Gypsy endured were necessary and that no medical abuse occurred. So, I believe she had them on her panel. Yes, today over on TikTok, Gypsy Blanchard's maternal aunts, Dorla and Claudia Petrie, joined my live chat and shared their heartbreak about losing their sister and the devastating impact of their sister's killer being glorified by the media. Despite the way the documentaries have edited the Petrie family, none of them believed that Dee Dee deserved to die. And it talks about the fraud. It says Gypsy's claims of medical abuse have never been substantiated by anybody. Then it says Gypsy told me in 2024 that her mother never wanted to physically hurt her, and no one ever witnessed Gypsy being aid. So no emptiness, no remorse, no recognition. This is the real Gypsy. So now we're turning on. So she had the Dee Dee's sisters in her TikTok today. Interesting, right? So I know Lama Girl hasn't put them up yet, but it's over a 6 hour, I believe it was a 6 hour live, which I can't believe. I really can't believe she did that. All right. So this is apparently Sir Morbid. Apparently he's now on TikTok, did a TikTok live. And this was a segment of this. This was YouTube. Sorry, this was YouTube. And she spoken about by Sir Morbid again. I mean, as you do.
who else? Dorla, Petrie, just buttering them up, love bombing them like she does, just like she did to the Blanchards. I mean, go look back about KJ and Renell Smith covers it brilliantly, actually, and some others do. I think there's a Nikki or something like that, a super Nikki. Yeah, I forget her name.
Nikki, yeah, Supernatural Nikki and Katie Joy. I don't know if Katie's doing so much KG content now, but then Renell's World, is it EKG or ECK? I always get confused. Erin, she covers KG as well. But all I can say is I've known of KG since 2018, and the same pattern has happened over and over and over, where she will befriend someone. You lure them into a false sense of security, and then she always F's them over. Do you know what I mean? She always ends up effing them over.
This is her formula. This is who she is on the inside. So that's why I'm saying it's dangerous, because although she's talking a big game right now, but we know she's just like Fancy Miss flip-flopping. There's no morals or standards. In human beings, you gotta have you can have integrity. Once you don't have that, and you show yourself as someone with zero integrity, zero morals, zero standards, but you speak like you do. She speaks a big game. She talks a big game. But she's been known for all of these things. Again, there's so much to go over with her if you wanted to. She stabs people in the back. I mean, even with the Blanchards, hell, you know what she did to them. She was kissing their ass, just like Fancy Maselli was, until they spit them out, and boom, they dropped the bombs. And people enjoyed it. We enjoyed it, but some of it was embellished, and a lot of it just was pretty much for clicks and views and revenge, that nastiness inside of her, and just being a rat. I mean, there are certain things when you have private conversations to, like, people that you hate, you wouldn't reveal all of it, There's certain things that you keep, but she just laid it down, just boom, 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 revenge. When she knew the game was over with the Blanchard, she had no more wiggle room to be a part. Like Natasha is like hybrid in that sense, meaning she's able to talk shit about Gypsy, or not too much, but like kind of call out Gypsy, and then also be friends with Christy Bland, because she's a snake too, a different type of snake.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's pretty dangerous, because I've seen a pattern with her recently. I don't know much about Kate Joy. In fact, I just met her first time this year. Cover we did here on the channel, and I don't remember when she came up on panel. She realized, she probably knew of me, and I knew of her, but I really never had an interaction with her. I'm never on panel with her. She came up on panel, I think, within a month. And seeing that a lot of people were showing interest in what we're doing here. And so she came up, and it's still recorded. The live streams are way back when, probably look in May, June. And how she just kind of like latches on to people, and then boom, she just, within a week or two, she was talking shit about me. And then she came back a few months later, and just like Fancy did, man, she's telling the people you can't trust. And I feel I'm afraid that the Petries, what I'm trying to say is, Petries, they need to be handled with integrity.
Yeah.
Because they've been spat in the face too many times, and they don't need a snake rat represent them. And I'm not saying that she's representing them by no means. I'm just saying to be aligned with. And I'm not saying that out of jealousy, like, she should be here and do that. But I'm not be the first choice, honestly. I could handle it if I'm, the right way. But there are people that I've run into. Ivy Rose Nose is a good one. Flawless Nina, of course. Regardless of what you think of her, she has integrity and more. I sense that in people. Talk one skip. So a lot of people that I've come across have a lot of morals and integrity. So Kate, stuff, another one. So there's other people out there. Pink Pony Club being another. So the options are, a plenty for the big family, and I would hate to see them be used and abused by people like Katie Joy and Fancy Maselli and Natasha Cooper and whoever. Sorry, guys, a long spiel there. But
I was just a little concerned yesterday when I was in KJ's live, and I know you had mentioned a previous live where you're like, we could maybe help, facilitate, funds for a lawyer. Like, she took the spin yesterday in her live to,
what did she say? I'm sorry, I wasn't
talking about, helping raise funds for a lawyer for them.
Okay. Joy is?
That's what she was talking about yesterday, yeah.
Okay.
That what?
I just can't with those people. I mean, Fancy included. It's so crazy because Fancy was going for Gypsy, and then that whatever happened there happened, and then she come over here, and then she was chill with us, and then now she's like on Bree's panel talking mad shit about you. It's just like if you don't hate her, they ever need, they just like switch sides like instantly, like it's nothing. I'll never understand
I don't understand.
those kinds of people.
They're
Man.
just-
I mean, it's crazy.
Because I'm like, even if something happened to where I lost already like this side, I would just rather be by myself than to go switch on that side and
Absolutely.
go Gypsy. Like I'd be by myself. I'm not gonna be with y'all because that's just craziness.
Exactly.
No, but it's not even just that they switch sides. Their whole belief system changes.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
having
I
a
mean, you
dispute with
can't-
Morbid. Like, come on, that's childish bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay. I'm good with raising funds with for the Petrie family to get a lawyer. I think they've got a case there, and as long as there's a plan, for them in place, and I think that's a great idea. Hell, I would love to help that out too. The people that I mentioned with integrity, morals, Nina, Toddy, I mean, Ivory Rose knows. Sorry if I leave anybody out. And Becca Scoot. How could I forget about Becca?
And Katie probably won't like any of those people that he's mentioned too.
Yeah. Starlight. I know, I'm just kidding. Of course, Starlight. All of us, we could, we could do so much for that family and really make some noise. I'm not saying Katie Joy can't, but she can't. I don't know if that makes sense.
I don't think her intentions on it are pure.
She's like, again, I'm just saying people should probably let the Petrie family know about these individuals. You can't trust them, man. And how could we sit idly by and say, oh, okay, well, it seems like Katie's going to do the right thing. Yeah, right now, until she decides not to. And she doesn't have any more use for the Petries. She does exactly what she does to all of her people that she tricks into. For some reason, she has that ability to get to them real fast because she probably has no life and she's constantly emailing and messaging these folks, getting them quickly as possible. I mean, messaging the Petries, one's pink ponies, like on the comment section. I guarantee you, she went over there and just, hey, I'm Katie Joy, I'm a journalist, I'm the promises.
I'd like to know what she said to the family. What she said, has she made promises to them that she's going to get the story told? Will there be some more legal ramifications for her? Who knows?
I would hate to see that because, go ahead, Katie, promote the GoFundMe, but you better not set it up. I want to try. I mean, how can you trust anything Katie Joy does? And she said that something about me. How could, we're talking about like dinner. We donate for dinner for a book signing, whatever,
Yeah.
dinner, fundraising for dinner. So it came to me because it's the quickest, and it went to them. And it was a hell of a lot of money. We're talking about hundreds of dollars, and they were everything was good. And that's what did. That was the power of the people within this chat and the kindness just in, because we only raised money for about like an hour, and we hit over 700 or something like 700 something.
That's brilliant. We do have a really good community, but
Yeah.
I think KG's, just my opinion, I think she's just in it for the glory and the views and the notoriety. I don't think Jen ever cares about the people that she works with or collaborates with, if you like. And that's the worrying part, because like we've already said, we've seen she's an opportunist, like someone in the chat mentioned earlier.
Look, she didn't mention Justice for Dee Dee until it was mentioned other places.
There you go. There you go.
Hey, Box, good to see you, friend.
Yo, what's up, Box?
Hey, nothing much. But no, I agree with you guys. That always bothers me about these people where they're like, yeah, we're on board with this. We don't want Gypsy, yada yada yada. But then the moment you say something that they disagree with or call out their character for any reason, it's just like Injustice said, their entire like morale, like persona just shifts, and all of a sudden everything they did before automatically doesn't exist, and then they have to be on someone else's team. It's like it's not on teams here. We're just a group of people that just get together and just share our opinions and thoughts. It's not like we're picking sides or being on a team or anything like that. And I just don't really get it. And I personally don't really care if someone like wants to come after me, But like, if I was in their situation, I would just simply just be my own. And then if I wanted to shit talk someone, well, I mean, I have the internet as well. I can just do that on my own platform. I don't want to be on like a team, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And I don't want to come off like throwing shade at Katie Joy in the sense of like saying, oh, you know, she's useless, blah, blah, blah. Look, she's got talent, all right, as a creator. I'll give her that. She's got talent in seeking out people and putting her claws into them.
What I will say, she's very good at the algorithm. She's very good at wording things so she can get people interested. That is something she's good at.
Whether she does good or bad, mainly bad, though, with it. Is it someone that I could personally trust? No, I've seen enough. I know this person doesn't have integrity, morals, or standards. So yeah, I could respect them from afar, but that's it. I wouldn't be pushing the Dee Dee's family over there, the Petrie family, that are the victims, the true victim of this entire case that Gypsy Rose has created as far as this heinous crime against her own mother. But I guess I'm saying, like, I'm okay with Joy helping out in the sense of promoting their GoFundMe. Do it on your platform. Hell, encourage her to donate herself. I think the Petrie should know that they need to be weary about certain folks here that don't really that have that reputation,
Yeah.
Because again, I've met a few. I don't want to call them out. I could call out Fancy and KJ easily, not because I hate them or anything, because I honestly don't hate them. I just know that they both have zero integrity and zero morals. And there are a few others, but I know a lot of good ones too, real good ones. Like I did that. I just got to know them since May, and their character has been very steady. And and the people on our panel are the same. I don't agree on everything when it comes to this case or when it comes to life in general, politics, but we come together and we can respect one another without having to, turn on each other.
Yeah.
I feel that whoever is helping, like stating they want to help them, is like truly doing it because they want to help and no other reason. Like, but they do need help, and I
I agree with that, Casey. Yeah, because
if I can't trust them with the money, like I don't want to do it. Like MPG Cornerstone, I don't donate to them because I don't know where the money's going, because I still don't know who's really running it. So like I'm not gonna.
That's kind of how I feel. That's kind of how I feel. I'm usually skeptical about these kinds of things because I really want to know like where my money is going to, or.
So I don't know whether or not she did whether she was part of it, whether she has advertised the GoFundMe or anything. But yeah, so she's been the topic of conversation on Sir Morbid's panel again. I mean, it's a wonder she hasn't gone up on his channel and told him off again. But oops, everything's just fallen down. Oops. Is the chat working or is it stopped? What's going on here? Like, oh, I just did if everyone fallen asleep on me. Everyone asleep. Wake up, wakey uppy. Oh dear. Oh, you're here, Bo. Okay, that's good. Someone's here. Like I thought for a moment, am I just like talking to myself? You're washing the dishes, are you? You're in bed listening? Yeah. Oh yeah, it is like isn't that time. So, I've been trying for the last few days to go for a walk every day. That's sort of my hope. That I, can do that. So here is another one somebody's posted. I mean, this is the behavior of a journalist, by the way. Hey, Christy Blanchard, please keep running your mouth about me. You don't scare me. We will keep exposing Rod Gypsy and you. All of you need to lose every last dime you've made slandering and defaming Dee and her family. You didn't care for Gypsy for about 24 years and only showed up when you saw the opportunity for fame and money. See you tonight on live. Christy, you aren't welcome here. The charges weren't dropped. You are a homewrecker. Dear Christy, charges were not dropped. Rod pled guilty to a reduced charge after he was brought in on a bench warrant. Again, accepting a lower plea is not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, it's like settling. Oh, look, she remembered what her grandfather did to her after she forgot about it and needed to write a book. Now, again, I don't know who these people are. That she's just said VL and CP. That must be one of the Patriots or whatever it's called. But again, she just shows these random scrapes. And is this 1:14 a.m. she sent that message? So why is she sending Why is she sending messages at 1:4? Why is she taking screenshots at 1:14 a.m.? Most people are asleep. Or trying to sleep. That was on Morbid. Oh, really? So she was on Morbid's live, was she? Oh, wow. Let's have a look if I can find it. So she joined again. Wow. So if I can find where this happens. Da, 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 da. Okay, let's have a look. Share the home. So she online there? She's not there. Okay. Seeing if I can find that she was on here. Or was she in the chat? Was she? Okay, so let's go. Transcript video. Let's have a look at comments or chat replies. Go calling back. So here's what we got here. So we've got, oh, this was weeks ago. Oh, okay. I'm worried for Kate Georgia have access to anyone. love bombing comes with Katie Joy. She's discussed quite a bit in here. Actually, let's have a look.
Love bombing comes in with Katie Joy. This is so classic Katie Joy from, and I barely know her, but I could already sense it. Claudia, the older sister, shared message to Gypsy that I read for her because that's what Katie Joy does. She's such a saint. She's the interpreter and translator, I guess. I don't know.
So let's go back. Let's go back to here.
But like I found right.
And what she says, we don't agree on everything, but that's okay. We have mutual respect, and that goes along just like the people on this panel. That's why it just works the way that it works, and there's no problem with that. So you have to respect someone who stands their ground, has morals. She could release so much stuff on people, and she doesn't, and then she sifts through it. And she could make any video that she wanted. If she could make videos all fucking day with all of the information she gets. Hell, I get a lot of information, and I could probably do the same thing if I wanted to. I just can't, But I know a lot of the information I receive from people, if you want to call sources, a lot of it's bullshit, or a lot of it's just kind of fabricated, or you have to look into it a little bit more. She goes the extra mile, Nina does, to make sure what she says is actually closest to reality. So yeah, she sticks in the allegedly too in her videos, just to cover bases, because you never know 100%, but you can get pretty damn close, and she's been very close very frequently, and that's why people admire her. Go ahead.
Admire her because she's got a very, very strong sense of justice and what's right, Like, I remember when she was doing her Spin the Block videos, and I watched the original one, but she just did it again.
We just kind of I knew that he got paid, or he got 16 live streaming. Man, so immature back then.
The truth coming out. She isn't a victim of.
And
that's cool. And he's looking to evolve, just like the rest of us. I try to evolve. I feel like, from when I started in 2015, 16 live streaming, man, I was so immature back then. I was a demon. And like I said, I made a TMZ I had a $5 million lawsuit. That article still exists, my name what I went by back then. And I got sued by High Pitch Eric from the Howard Stern Show and his podcast company that I worked for. It's a whole long story, but
that's crazy.
Yeah, it was Podcast Wars, and it was crazy. And I used to be a bastard and an asshole. Still am.
Hi, Eric.
But I'm a little bit nicer and a little bit more chill. I was still chill and cool back then, I'll tell you that. But I did some wild stuff, It was pretty edgy and wild. Now I'm kind of
I'm just waiting for
on the back nine, I guess. It's a golf term, but anyhow, let's get into this. Somebody want to read this? Sorry, guys, talking so much here. Katie Joy.
Because I can actually read it. Dear
okay, go ahead.
So this is obviously from a Reddit, DGRB Snarkers.
Reddit. Let me be clear, Gypsy is not in labor. Ken and Gypsy showed up during my live stream while Claudia and Dorla Petrie were speaking out against Gypsy, Rod, and Christy. Claudia messaged to Gypsy that I read for her. Claudia's messages was heartbreaking and powerful. Then suddenly, trolls started showing up in chat saying, Gypsy's in labor. This is how Gypsy tries to control narratives by deflecting onto another topic. Gypsy is deaf from the truth coming out. She isn't a victim of Munchausen. She murdered her mom because she wanted to kill her. Gypsy is a psychopath. Dee was terrified of Gypsy for years and was being abused by Gypsy. Everything.
Right. So, how many defamatory statements do you think's in that one paragraph?
You think you know about this case is backwards. Also, I'm not unreliable. I have direct contact with the Petrie family and dozens of people that knew Dee.
Of course.
Gypsy fakes labor whenever he's shaky. Christy often would accuse me of stressing Gypsy out, and then say, if she has a miscarriage, it's your fault.
I think she was around when Gypsy got pregnant.
She was around at the beginning of it. And then like June, like end of June, beginning of July is when Katie Joy was like, no, like I'm out. I don't want no part of this because of that episode.
Yeah, so how can Christy talk about if she has a miscarriage, it's your fault if they haven't spoken since early on in the pregnancy? It's just bizarre. So how many do you think, how many defamatory statements do you think are in there? There's no alleged, there is no allegedly in there. There is another question for you. Is there any evidence there that makes you think for yourself? Or the question you've got to ask, are they statements that could be perceived as being true statements? And remember, defamation is a statement that's made to somebody other than to one other person that to one or more people other than the person it's about, and lowers the estimation of the people from it. So this is making Gypsy Rose look bad.
That last episode of her show, and Katie Drew was like, "You've been lying to me. I don't like this. Like, I'm not about this." This is according to KJ.
And here's the reason too, because she saw the tides turning. This is Katie Joy's brain. Not that hard to understand. She saw the tide turning. She saw there's more people actually, especially on these platforms, that are against Gypsy, and it's growing. So the numbers aren't there if you're pro Gypsy. If you're pro Gypsy, you're going to get shit numbers like Bree, that idiot. That has to go, live 24 hours a day.
I was in Katie's live yesterday when this happened, and I did not see Ken or Gypsy in there.
Who said that? I'm sorry, say that. Who was that?
Me, it's Casey. I was in her live last night, and I didn't see Ken or Gypsy in there. What?
You've got to see Bree doing
Wasn't Christy in there?
No, not in Katie Joy's.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Bree's panel. My bad.
No, Katie Joy saying that Ken and Gypsy were.
Okay.
And here's Katie Joy's response. You want to read that?
Oh, wow.
Katie Joy says, "Claudia, I'm so sorry."
Was some of the comments, and this comes from Dee's older sister Claudia. You guys want someone to want to read that hasn't read?
Yeah, I'll go at it. From Claudia, exactly. We've never had closer. They all cash cows, but my sister has no voice now. I always said they should have been in jail, and it would have been a lot easier if my sister passed away in jail.
And here's Katie Joy's response. If you want to read that.
Yep, Katie Joy says, "Claudia, I'm so sorry for your loss of Dee Dee. Even if she committed fraud, she didn't deserve to die in this manner. No one in the Blanchard family nor Gypsy should be profiting off this crime."
Katie Joy was there to be a cheerleader for the Blanchards and fangirling over Christy, replying to her. Yeah, okay, Katie, good job. Claudia here replying. Go ahead, read.
Yeah, she says, "So very true. My sister was far from perfect, but she's gone now, and my godchild still going on with her one-sided story."
Can you believe? You know how? Okay, so that says a lot there about Claudia. Still have that love for Gypsy. It's like family, Like, how can you? In her mind, she's just, and in her heart, she's thinking, "Man, it's heavy, Doc." Like Marty McFly would say to Emmett.
Yeah, it's interesting because she's old. So this is an old Katie Joy video, obviously.
Yeah.
Just her own words, unclipped, unedited.
So Dee Dee Blanchard's case, just wrapped up, right? So Nicholas Godjun just got sentenced to life in prison.
Nicholas Godjun.
Godjun. She can't say anything, right?
I thought I was stripping when I. What the hell?
Godjun.
She's a real journalist. Yeah, it looks like a helmet, as Baby Girl says, from Spaceball. Yeah.
Is she alive?
The movie Spaceballs.
Look at the frame.
She looks
Oh my
high.
god, no, you're now you said it. She does. You-
What was the character's name? Darth something. It wasn't.
Nihilus. Was it Nihilus?
Oh, that Darth.
Oh
Was
my
it
God,
Darth
I-
Nihilus? Maybe it was.
Like the Kraken with that haircut.
Darth Nihilus is
Darth
the
Helmet.
guy with the mask.
Ah, that was
Darth
Darth
Helmet.
Helmet. Mhm.
What's his name from Honey I Shrunk the Kids?
I'm Darth Helmet. I'm Darth Helmet.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
All right, here. Okay, let's hear it again. Speak. Here we go.
Yes, is like super stupid. Like he shouldn't have gotten life in prison. He deserved to die. He deserved to die. He deserved to die. He deserved to die. He deserved.
So yes, so that's the right word.
Dee Dee deserved to die. This is the
That's what-
person
I could have swore
Patriot
she
went through this. It's pretty sad what she's saying there. Then it continues in the comment section, and here's
It's interesting
Katie Joy's reply to
again how much this what she writes here, because it talks about Gypsy changing her story, and who else changes their story?
the older sister. Anybody want to read that?
Yeah, I'll keep going, I guess.
Gypsy's story
go
changes
ahead,
so
go ahead.
often. Yeah.
That she adds new details with every new project. She's making up lies for profit. Dee Dee is the victim in this case, not Gypsy. We will fight for justice for your sister.
There we go. We will just fight for justice.
Creative Edge, can you hear us?
Oh dear.
Creative
We
Edge.
will fight for justice for your.
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Wow, I'm not doing. Wow. Oh, that's all. We'll excuse your typos. That's okay. Wow, that's unbelievable. But so yes, so she's been a big topic of conversation on Sir Morbid's panel. So what are your thoughts on all of this? She keeps swapping sides, doesn't she? She started the year the same way as the last couple of years being sued. Well, she could be. As I said, those things that she posted could be deemed to be defamatory without showing the proof. Now, is she showing the proof? Has she shown the proof? And if she was having such a... Why did she put DD Sisters on the biggest platforms? If she's supposed to be searching for justice for DD, why wouldn't she be using her biggest platform? That I would like to know. Can somebody make sense of all of this? So I'll have another look tomorrow. Don't forget, we now got 5 days until court. We're down to 5 days before court. So, because she's in court on the 6th. So I'm expecting a bit of a spiral at some point in time. How long do you think it's going to be before we get the spiral? Yeah, that's what I'm just all interested in, is that. Yeah, she's blocked me. I can't see anything from her about Katie Joy in my TikTok. I finally got blocked. Oh dear. That's okay. I don't mind. After that, my last motion, very soon, 3 pages is all it takes to bunker. Interest. It's funny. Amber's responses are getting shorter and shorter, which I find to be very, very interesting. Joe, it's really flattering to think that you think so highly of us, that you think one of us might be able to actually come up with a theory that makes any sense of anything, KJ. Wow, that, I guess, for me, I have to well, I can't work it out, so I figure that if I can't work it out, you know, what I will show you is this. So this was Christmas Day. Now, I don't know whether you saw what Katie posted for Christmas. So this was my family. So we had Christmas at my house, okay? The whole family came. So this was everyone's presents under the tree, which were pretty cool. This was the snacks table, and then we had a couple of salads. Now, this was I don't know. And this was a potato salad that uses potato gems. So that was pretty good. This was a warm potato salad as opposed to cold potato salad. Then we had lamb, ham, turkey, chicken, stuffing. We had coleslaw. We had cheese. We had, what was that? Sour cream. We had gravy. We had potatoes, jacket potatoes. And then we had roast potatoes and roast pumpkins. And then this was the table set up. Like that. And there's the Weber down the back. And this was at my house. And that was me on Christmas morning. There you go. And then that was my family. So there you go. That was Christmas at my place. So that is why I really did not, spend a lot of time over Christmas online, because I was doing stuff with my family. And then for dessert we had fruit salad, we had pavlova, and with that we had cream, and Christmas pudding with cream, custard, and ice cream. So there you go. I think it's very interesting that Katie's talking about accusing Gypsy accusing her grandfather of doing stuff against her, because doesn't KJ make a similar accusation against her own grandfather. And then let me go back to here. So let me just show you. And this morning, today, what was really interesting was I went to the beach. Now I wouldn't go. To me, it was too cold, but there were people everywhere, all over, at the beach, and I thought, gee, this is cold. But there were people miles around, just really enjoying themselves and having a great old time. So let's see if I can go to my profile. So let me just show you. This was last night. So I was out for a little bit last night. So here is, let me just pause this. This was the beach last night. So this would have been taken at about 9:30 last night. So this was a place called Williamstown Beach. Okay. And look at that. People again everywhere. They were looking to get good spots for the fireworks as well. Well, fireworks are actually on the other side, but you would be able to see it. So that's my stop talking about cold. He's 36 and feels like 42. Yeah, it was 25 today and it was cold. It's supposed to warm up tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to the heat. It's 18 degrees at the moment, by the way. But I don't know whether it's actually hot or whether I'm hot because of perimenopause. So tomorrow is going to be, what is it tomorrow? Where are we? I don't know where I am. Yeah, I don't know where I am. Does this move? Night. Where's tomorrow? It's going to be 21 tomorrow. And then what's it going to be the next day? Oh, I thought it was warming up. Oh, then we've got, we've got one on. Here we go. We've got Wednesday's 26, Thursday's 21, Friday's 30. You love to watch Christmas Day episodes of Bondi Beach. Yeah, it gives you a whole different perspective about Christmas. Saturday, 39. Sunday, 35. Monday, 23. Tuesday, 23. Wednesday, 33. It always gets really hot as we get ready to go back to school. February is about the hottest. The end of January, February is about the hottest time. So, anyway. And next week I have a 25-year-old. It's like, that's a bit surreal for me, having somebody a quarter of a century old. Sort of, wow. Is it warm for January? So this is something else somebody did. So here's the scoop. I was in KJ's live last night, and then all of a sudden she's saying, I got confirmation that Christy's in the chat. She's saying she got a text from someone, and then people started accusing me of being Christy. I don't know why, maybe because I have no posted videos and I'm a newer TT account. I'm like, no, I'm not Christy, but that's hilarious. But then more people started accusing me, and the next thing I know, KJ muted me for the rest of the live. She's making stuff up for views. I promise you all, I'm not Christy. Isn't that interesting? Oh, and we had Robbie Williams is actually going to be at Federation Square tomorrow in Melbourne at 5 p.m. for free. Which is really, really amazing. It's not all concert. He's here to promote his movie. But he's here to promote his movie. And he actually did to me, it was the highlight of the New Year's Eve concert. I heard the worst cover of Don't Stop Believing. It hurt my ears. So there he was last night at Sydney. Yes, I think we have a fist fight in the mall. Oh dear. And here's another question. I'm really interested why he has used himself as a monkey in his movie. That's the other thing I'm interested in knowing. Although I'm seeing lots of, we don't get good acts up here. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, Better Man was filmed in Melbourne, so he wanted to say thank you for Melbourne for being so wonderful for him. And I think, and so there's a bit of promotion for that. But apparently, he's supposed to sing 3 or 4 songs. I have to say, his rendition of "You're the Voice," though, New Year's last night, was a little bit disappointing. It wasn't as great as when he did it at the AFL Grand Final a few years back. But nonetheless, it was still pretty good. So I'm not going to be on for much longer. So I'm also trying to live life a bit. The problem is I always see these things and I go, I need to remember to film it, but I forget. So my plan for 2020, one of my goals for 2025 is to do a little bit more vlogging so you can see how crazy my life actually is. You can yeah. Another question for you. When do you take down your tree? When do you take down your, I know some of you have live trees, but we have plastic trees in Australia. When do you start packing up your Christmas decorations? That's what I would like to know. The day after the 12th day of Christmas, of course. Okay. Okay. See, ours used to always go up on the 1st of December and come down on the 1st of January. But my mum's, as she's gotten older, she starts earlier and her pack up's a bit later. I keep joking that she should just keep the tree up and just change the decorations with the season. Mine's bare. I've taken down all the decorations. Still got to do the tree. You see, that's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to start by taking off the decorations and actually I'll put away all the dust collectors first. That's around my house. I've got a lot of dust collectors around, Christmas dust collectors. I think if I start putting them away, and then I'll start, and then yeah. I think that's what I'm going to start doing. It's hard to believe we're in January. That means at the end of the month, school's back. Can you believe that? Like, it's like, oh no, school's back. Oh dear. Yeah, I'll probably start tomorrow. I've got a few goals. One is to keep my downstairs at a level that I can entertain at any time. It's Christmas on Thursday. Yeah, I know. I'm not, as my mum, she left the tree up and rotated the ornaments too, so she had many. Yeah. So then, yeah, and then I've still got a couple of trestle tables that I own that had been in storage, but I actually taken them out now, and they're still out. And I've got my portable chair. Oh no, sorry to hear that, Carol. Ruth. So I've got my little camp chairs that are sitting out there as well, so it means I can go and sit outside if I want to. I've got to get my barbecue sorted out. I'd love to be able to do some summer barbecues and some entertaining out the back, because you saw the photos. There's quite a bit of space, and I've been here for 4 years, and I cleaned it up just for Christmas, and I saw how versatile that space can be now. So I need to put Christmas away, make sure that downstairs stays nice, and I've got to tackle upstairs. I've got to get my wardrobe to a point where I can actually walk. It's a walking robe. I'd like to be able to walk in there rather it being the junk collection spot where I just chuck everything in. So there, if I can get that wardrobe sorted by the time I go back to school, I could be very, very happy. Anyway, thank you for letting me do my ranting and ravings and everything. So I'll keep an eye out to see if there's any other documents before court comes, but we will see. I don't know what's going to come. And what the judge is, as I said, I don't know what the judge is going to do. But if she decides to make some decisions, I mean, she might decide that because the defenses that Katie's used are very poor, that she's going to give it to 7M. Definitely will be very interesting to watch, to look at. But it's likely we're going to have to wait for 90 days anyway. The maximum time before we get a decision. So it will be we'll be a third of the way through the year before. And then if there's an appeal, that can go on. So as I said, if it goes to trial, you're looking at next year, looking at 2026. That's a long way. That's a long time. And I don't know any lawyer in their right mind that would say to a client, drag this on for 4 years and keep spending your money. Most lawyers I know are always about mitigate your loss and let's just get this dealt with and mitigate our losses and move on with it with our lives. So that's what would happen there. But anyway, all right. So I want to thank you for joining me. If you could do me a favor and hit like and subscribe, tell your friends about the channel. You can become a member, get some cool icons, support the channel. Yeah, and I will catch you next time. But until then, hopefully, probably tomorrow. I might be on tomorrow. We'll see how I go. Maybe I might film my taking down my decorations and you can see how bad I am at it. My daughter put them all up. I'm hoping I can talk her into coming to take them down. Yes, be safe, people. See you next live. And we're on baby watch for Without a Lawyer. Not her baby, her grandbaby. We're waiting for her grandbaby to be born. So we might, the next time I go live might be a grandbaby celebration. I don't know yet. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.